Aloha guys from beautiful Hawaii. Today we are at Pearl Harbor, and that means me today. So my name is Daniel and I own the tour company Daniel's Hawaii. So if you're interested in doing tours to Pearl Harbor or tours around the island of Oahu, please contact us, danielshawaii.com. And today's video is about some of the most shocking things that I have seen here that happened during World War One. World War II. So let's check out Pearl Harbor and I'll show you around. So on our tours through Pearl Harbor, we pick you up in Waikiki. It's a free transfer to Pearl Harbor, and then we highly recommend that you go and buy the audio guide that we have, that they offer here. The audio guide is only $7.50, and it's a really good way of experiencing the museum and exploring the museum, because it gives really interesting facts about what you can see there. And so let's check out what I find so horrifying, what we have here, or what happened during World War II after the attack of Pearl Harbor. You guys might have heard of the camps that Germany had during World War II, and it's definitely nothing to be proud of, nothing funny about it. But what I found out is that even the United States had camps here where they would put the Japanese people in. So after the attack of Pearl Harbor, the Japanese people in the United States were actually put into camps, and that was a very interesting detail that I didn't know for a long time. But here in the museum you can actually see that and read about it. So we're going to enter the museum now, so that's why I'm going to stop talking, because I don't want to interrupt anybody there and I want to be respectful. But I will show you some of the pictures. You can read some of the stuff that happened here, and it'll give you an insight of what happened with the Japanese after the attack of Pearl Harbor. So that was just a quick view of what I was talking about, you know, the camps that the United States had, where they would intern the Japanese in the United States, because they didn't know if they could trust them. So I thought that was a very interesting fact, because I don't think that everybody knows about that. So let me take you a little bit further through the museum here, or more through the garden, through the yard that we have here of the museum. So back there you can already see the Pearl Harbor Memorial. So we're going to go around and then I'll tell you a little bit more about the memorial and also about the big battleship that you can see there, the USS Missouri. Sorry. So right now it is October 2018. You're not allowed to get onto the memorial because they found cracks in the structure. So now they used to have a boat ride actually that would start down here and then take you over to the memorial, and I'll show you the boat in just a second. But they no longer have the boat ride because of the structure of the memorial. So this over there, this is one of those boats that would take you over to the memorial. And like I said, no longer. What they do offer right now is they take you with the boat past the memorial, and I've done that. I've done that trip, and I personally think it's not worth the time unless you sit in all the way on the outside of the boat, because if you're sitting inside and you're not allowed to get up, you pretty much won't see anything. Whatever you do, it doesn't even matter on the ship, because even if you're sitting on the outside, you cannot take pictures of the USS Arizona down there on the ground, so you're not getting as close as you want to. The only way right now to actually see the USS Arizona, the shipwreck, is to take a helicopter flight, and then the helicopters take you all over the place here. They show you the memorial, they fly over the USS Missouri, and then you can actually see the USS Arizona shipwreck, which looks a little bit like this. Look at this here. Yeah, so a few months ago you were still able to actually go onto the memorial, and then you could see the USS Arizona right beneath you, and here you can actually see one of those little ships. So you're now no longer doing that, and you can see there's one of those ships right there. See that? Right next to the memorial, there's one of those little ships. And so that's what they do now. So you are passing by the memorial, but like I said, you cannot really look down onto the Arizona. And then behind the Arizona there you see the USS Missouri, which was still used in the first and second war in Iraq. So really interesting. That's a museum as well, so if you want to check that out, there's tours that take you around. There's actually free tours on the USS Missouri, so that's definitely something that I recommend doing if you have time. On our tours with Daniel's Hawaii, danielshawaii.com, if you want to come on tour with us, you get to explore the Pearl Harbor Museum, and we also take on a free tour through Honolulu. So down Honolulu tour, you'll pass by the King Kamehameha statue in front of the Hawaii Federal Headquarters, and also the Iolani Palace. So that's what we're going to do after we're done here. Then we take you downtown Honolulu, tell you more about down Aloha Tower. You get to see the Iolani Palace, you get to see the King Kamehameha statue. So that's what you can do on our tours with Daniel's Hawaii. Another thing that you can see here is the USS Bowfin. And that's over there. That's the submarine that we have here at the Pearl Harbor Museum. And you can also visit the Bowfin, so you can see there's people on top of it right now. You can actually go inside and check out the Bowfin. But like everything here, you have to pay extra. So the USS Missouri and the USS Bowfin, if you want to visit the museums, you have to pay extra. Let me show you something which always gives me chills when I'm here at Pearl Harbor. One of the most horrifying things that I've ever seen in my life. So let's check that out. I'm going to take a quick walk past the anchor of the USS Arizona. That's right there. Look how gigantic this thing is. That's what she said. And so this is the anchor, or one of the anchors from the USS Arizona. Weighs about almost 20,000 pounds, so almost 9 tons. So this is how big an anchor of the USS Arizona was. and then back there, there's the memorial. So this bridge over there, the bridge that you can see there, this bridge takes you to the takes you on base. So back there, this is actually the Pearl Harbor, the Navy base. So this is all active, and you can see one of the buses actually that takes you over there. It's coming across the bridge right now. There it is. So you can't just buy a ticket for the USS Missouri and then take your rental car over there. There's designated buses that you have to take that will take you over to the USS Missouri. The Aviation Museum is also over there. It's really cool if you're into all kinds of planes and helicopters and all that. So that's definitely a good spot to check out. And we're going a little bit further past all the torpedoes that we have here and the rockets. Past the overpriced hot dog stand that's coming in front of us. And then I'll show you one of the most horrifying things that I've seen in my life. So
we gotta go over here.
So that's the food court here, and then here, this is the USS Bowfin. You can see the people going on board the Bowfin here. Like I said, it's an extra charge, and then in the back there you can see the USS Missouri. So let's walk over here, and there it is. This is the most horrifying thing that I've seen. Every time I'm here with the people on tour, I show them this because it's just yeah, it's pretty much a human torpedo. It's called a Kai-10. It's a one-man, oh wait, let's start here. It's a one-man Japanese suicide torpedo. So that means that it's not even considered a submarine. It's just considered a torpedo because there's one person in it, and this one person pretty much just sits on explosives, and then takes the torpedo and brings it close to then pulls the trigger, so to speak, and it explodes close to the ship. They were used during World War II. Actually, 6 pilots died, 16 of them in training, and there is a hatch up there, and so the pilots were able to get out of the torpedo if they wanted to, but apparently it was never used. So all the 96 people that were actually on this, or that would control one of these torpedoes, died. And I just think it's so horrible. If you think you're getting in one of these thingies, and then you're pretty much just sitting on explosives and getting as close to the enemy as possible, and then you detonate this giant torpedo. And when you get into this thing, when you climb in, you know that at the end of the journey, you are dead. It just gives me chills every single time. So I think that's one of the most horrible things that I've seen. So this is the Kai-10, the Japanese suicide torpedo, and yeah, I just wanted to share that with you because it's kind of like in the back of the whole museum, but I think this is one of the things that just shows how horrible war is, and that a life is worth nothing during wartime. As long as you can destroy the enemy and kill as many people with you. Very, very horrible. But if you'd like to see more of the museum, feel free to check out danielshawaii.com, and we will show you the museum. We will show you downtown Honolulu, and So please feel free to check us out, danielshawaii.com. And if you have any questions, please comment down there. Don't forget to subscribe. We have really cool videos all about Hawaii. We already have the biggest YouTube channel about Hawaii. So feel free to ask questions in comments. And thank you very much for tuning in. Mahalo and aloha.